Hello and welcome back to another episode of Worst Reselling Podcast Ever. If you haven't told, Blake, basically, welcome back. You weren't here last week, and unfortunately, the Octopus and Granny have gone looking for you, and they haven't returned. So
I've heard as much. Yeah, I came back and they've gone haywire looking for me, and I'm right here.
that's right, mate. But yeah, like the Octopus has given me a very long list of things that I have to do to annoy you in his place. He has mentioned for me in very, very, very capital letters to mention that it's episode 37 because apparently you love it when it's like when we list the numbers of the episodes.
Talking about numbers.
Yeah, so I think like going off the last week's podcast, especially the thumbnails. I think the Octopus and Granny were last seen in Glasgow at the Willy Wonka experience. So I don't know if who's stolen them. I don't know if they ran away to elope or if they've been kidnapped or anything. But the last thing I've seen or I've heard that they were hanging around this guy. So
yeah, you won't see it again.
I was about to say I don't know if that was you. Or, I don't know, but this is the video that I got from the Octopus when he basically said, "Hey, look, I'm not going to be back for any time soon. Please help out Blake and go for the best." So
that certainly wasn't me. So I think they're in a bit of trouble. But
that's right.
Good
Exactly
he's got a replacement. But
well, that's right. Like I said, I'm occasionally allowed out of the dungeon to basically do some episodes. I've done some what do they call it, reaction videos in the last week or so, and actually I think. We record on a Sunday, so basically I have to kind of work out where we are in the grand scheme of things. Like it's really confusing. So this episode comes out on Tuesday because the masses have spoken, Blake. They don't want the episode cut up into bite-sized chunks. But we'll talk. We'll talk a little bit before the episode started, but I think we're going to compromise. We're just going to do the 15-minute things. We'll just run it as an autocratic process, so we won't give them a choice. But yeah, so. Well, that's exactly right. So I'm thinking I might, because the Octopus is not here and I can do whatever I like, I might do, what we're talking about, 3 lots of 20 minutes, but release the full-length episode to coincide with it.
I think so. Something like that.
Yeah. So, all right. So what we'll do is, obviously you're watching this, so it's already launched in some capacity, right? So what we'll probably do is we'll launch the first 20-minute segment at 8 o'clock like we do normally, but then we'll launch the full hour-long episode probably around lunchtime on the Tuesday. Then the other segmented episodes will come out over the Wednesday, Thursday. So apparently, I think 15 minutes is probably like if we do 4 lots of 15 minutes, it becomes a bit tiresome. Like even I got sick of watching Granny and the Octopus last week over 4 days. You just kind of want to got to the point where you kind of wanted to just get it over and done with, but. I don't know. What have you been up to, Blake? Like I know you were running around the countryside last year. You even visited Commonwealth Picket by the looks of it. So.
Oh yeah, I went everywhere. I went absolutely everywhere, all across the world, and absolutely everywhere that Grumpy Granny and Octo aren't looking, obviously, because they didn't find me. But bit of intrigue. Yeah, just been hanging out really. Last week wasn't around. Decided to go and hang out with some better people. Rather than those two. So
what you're saying, literally anyone else on the planet you've hung out with?
Anyone else, yeah, exactly right. So.
Right. Personally, I don't blame you. I'm thinking if I can find the keys to the dungeon, I'm going to take off after this episode. I'll just upload it for you and shove off.
No, it's quite nice talking to someone else.
Yeah, I know. I was about to say, like what I was saying earlier is that I find it really complicated to where I should sit in the grand scheme of things. And like by now the reaction video, the second reaction videos came out that I did on Sunday. It's really, I'm going to get little googly eyes for the screen just to see where I should be looking at, because when I'm looking at you, it's eye level, but it looks like I'm looking down kind of thing. So
yeah, I know what you mean. It's the same here. I could just stare at my webcam like this, but that's very unsettling for everybody.
Yeah,
so I'm not going to do that.
I'm not going to lie. I had to do a couple of takes, especially when I was saying analog money project, because the amount of times that I screwed, if you want to work out how many combinations you can make, that I can guarantee you I've done about 4,000 takes. So that's probably guaranteeing you how many combinations I've tried up with that. But like you were saying, is that I tried to do this, and it was just like it was a little bit creepy. So.
It's so creepy. It is so creepy.
And because I don't know what you're working on. Are you working on a desktop or you got an external? Yeah.
I'm on my desktop. Yeah, and my webcam sits above the monitor, like on top. So when I've got you minimized on a small little tab like this at the top of my screen, so it's sort of like I am. But usually when it's all three of me and Octo and Granny and stuff, it's like if I'm looking at Leanne or something, I'm looking over here, and it's just
Well, that's another thing that
it's fine.
Because I'm using a Mac, so the webcam is built in. So, like I said, I'm going to get some googly eyes, and probably just, or maybe I might just wear glasses or something along the lines of that. Just just to do that. I got a bit sunburnt today. I was mowing the octopus's garden, and I got a little bit sunburnt by the looks of it.
I'm out today too for a walk. It's 38 degrees. I'm an idiot.
No, I mowed the yard. Made the yard about that temperature. I do have the topic of the week. Or did you have something to say before I got into the long list of things that he's got?
Nope.
No, good. No. It's unlike you. I know. Before he did put on the list something about your facial hair, but I can see that you don't have facial hair. So
well, it was getting a bit scruffy, so I took it off again.
That's why we can't have nice things. Anyway, he wants to talk about scams. I don't really understand what he's talking about, but he's got Retro Rick, like a little asterisk next to him. So I don't know if that's saying Retro Rick's a scam.
Is he scamming people? Oh, no.
I don't know. Well, that's right. We'll have to. We'll hopefully we'll go down the path. But so what my understanding is, Retro Rick lost his YouTube channel to a scammer. So basically, if you're not too aware of Retro Rick, I would like to say he's probably kind of blends between, video game collective / reseller. He runs his own resale, brick and mortar store and stuff like that. So that ties in with the reselling. We'll go with that. But so basically what happens, excuse me, he had a decent following on YouTube. I don't know how much it was. Just say 200,000 subscribers or something. I don't think it was that high. But what happened is he actually lost his channel to scammers. So they basically sent him an email. He opened it up, basically downloaded some sort of program onto his computer, and all the stuff got dragged across. They actually took charge of his channel and replaced his channel with a cryptocurrency scam or something like that. So it was just a live stream running continuously for cryptocurrency. So what I want to talk about a little bit of that today, we're not going to, obviously not our audience is into YouTube or doing, that kind of thing. But
scams.
What I want, well, that's right. They're probably into scams. So and I think, the Octopus did mention last week maybe that's where he is, Blake. He did mention last week he got scammed, so maybe he's got up to the first of that scam.
Oh, yeah. Maybe he is doing that. Yeah, that could be a thing. Yeah, he's going over the Cayman Islands to try and scam some other people. Getting all the offshore accounts.
I was about to say, a bit of money wouldn't hurt anyone anyway.
Yeah, you never know with him.
Yeah, but I suppose what it comes down to is the scams, right? So I want to kind of bring attention to, I don't expect everyone watching to have a YouTube account or worry about too much in that capacity. But like I was saying to Blake before we went live, is that, when I first started up my other eBay account, it got suspended, as the Octopus mentioned last week. However, at that same time, which I didn't mention, I actually got hacked. So I was at a holiday park. So I'm not too sure where the hack happened, because if, I'm not going to try and get too technical, because Grumpy Granny is where the technicalities come into things. but basically, if you use a public Wi-Fi, so if you're not using, if you're using a holiday park Wi-Fi or a shopping center Wi-Fi and all these different things, you're opening yourself up to quite easily being hacked, right? And they can basically, grab your data quite easily. I won't go into the background because I don't want to lose people. Oh, geez, Blake.
Not dramatic effect, I can promise you.
I'm trying to zoom in on that. I'm trying to zoom on that beautiful face of yours. So basically, like I said, I got
weird now. Okay, I'm leaving now.
I got hacked, right? So basically what happened was they basically drained my PayPal account, which had about $3 or $4 grand in it. I managed to get a lot of that back, because what they did is actually bought, PlayStation gift cards of all things, then redeemed the numbers and shot off from all those different things. But what I want to go back to is that scam thing, is that just because I didn't have a YouTube channel at that stage, right? I don't think I even watched YouTube, to tell you the truth. But you need to be mindful of stuff coming through the door. Like, you need to be mindful of files that you're receiving, because we're finding, especially in Australia, I'm not too sure about the international space, but we are getting a lot of scam emails, a lot of scam messages, a lot of the organizations that we use, I suppose, like one way or another, are being hacked. And a lot of our personal details is being bled out into the dark web. So you're basically getting, text messages through your mobile phone or your cell phone saying you've got outstanding, tolls, or your Commonwealth bank account's overdrawn. Can you, sign in here? I don't even have a Commonwealth bank account. Stuff along the lines of that. So just be mindful of this stuff. And what I want to go back to is that what happened with Retro Rick could possibly happen with your eBay account, right? So what I wanted to do is, whilst it's all doom and gloom and scary and all those different things, that it won't happen to me. It happened to me, right? And I did, tech and hacking and all these different things at university. So we actually did a course. I can't remember what the course was called, but it basically taught us how to hack, and work out how to do router stuff and all those different things at university. And that's how I know about the back end of routers and how easy it is to get hacked in public Wi-Fi areas. But like I said, that I've got updated, malware, I've got updated, antivirus and all these different things on my computer at all times, and they still managed to get past that by virtue of either I clicked a link, or my wife clicked a link, or the kids clicked a link, and it's actually dropped a key logger onto my account, right? So basically, back in those days, when you entered PayPal, you just put your password in and off you go. So basically, this keylogger program would put my password in normal text, and so it's not obviously encrypted, and set it to the scammer, and that's how they work, right? So long story short, what I want to make sure is that if they've got access to your PayPal, they've probably got access to your eBay accounts, your bank accounts, and all these different things. So you need to be very hyper vigilant of these different things coming through. Like with Retro Rick has lost his YouTube account, and quite possibly indefinite, because YouTube's come back and say, hey, look, it goes against YouTube's terms and conditions. We're going to terminate the account. So even though he lost the account, he did all these different things. But going back to what we were talking about last week and in the previous weeks as well, especially with this gentleman, this is quite possibly the guy that scammed the octopus. Maybe this
it is.
Maybe that's the guy that scammed the octopus out of his Skylanders. I don't know. Maybe.
God help him if it is.
I don't know. What are you thinking? So what looks like that one. We have to
yeah, maybe it is a Skylander, just a big Skylander.
Oh, maybe, yeah. That's exactly right. The octopus was probably in his element then, isn't he?
Yeah, I'd say so.
Yeah, so I think what it comes down to, right, if you're kind of responsible for the hygiene of your digital health, right? So basically, if someone breaks into your computer and logs into your eBay account, I have seen it numerous times where people get their eBay account hijacked. Years and years and years ago, when I used to sell Lego, basically this big Lego set came out. Where money comes into Lego is when products retire, right? So if it's available for here, then all of a sudden they stop selling it. That's when you'll see the biggest increase, because everyone's trying to get it before the prices increases. Mostly collectors, or mostly resellers trying to capitalize on that different thing. So when this Lego set, I don't have any Lego on me at the moment, but when this Lego set retired, basically this scam account opened up and said, hey, look, I've got 10 of this set for $150 each. The retail price on this thing was $500, right? So they're selling 15 or 20 units of these an hour until they basically pissed off and ran away with all the money, right? But I actually did some research into it, because my friend bought eBay had to fork out all out of their own pockets and pay back all the people who got scammed, right? So this person just made off with the money. But when I spoke to eBay, and I spoke to a couple of other friends that I use in that space, is that someone had their computer hacked. Someone logged into their eBay account, created the listings, sold those products, hacked their PayPal, and took off with the money. So there's quite possibly, we're looking at people overseas, right? I'm not going to name any countries. I'm not the octopus. The octopus will be, throwing allegations around, probably, blaming the people of Donald and Ballarat as we. But the fact of the matter is that account is now being terminated, right? So, and you'll see very frequently that if you're going to look for products, especially high-end products, like sneakers or handbags and stuff along this. If they retail for $1,000 and someone's selling them for $300, that possibly it's a scam, right? And it's 99.9 times out of 100, it's not the scammer's account. It's actually someone else's account, and that account's closed. So eBay does not care if you say, "Hey, well, look, Blake broke into my account and he was using it. He's pissed off." You've lost your account, right? So. that's why I just want to be very, very, put it out there, just be very mindful of your digital health. I know it's a bit of a dry subject. I'm trying to make it as interesting as it is. And I'm surprised that Blake hasn't fallen asleep yet, which is quite...
No, I'm asleep with my eyes open. No, well, it doesn't apply to me, really, because if someone takes all my stuff or gets into my bank account, they're going to not find much at all. So I
suppose the fact of the matter is, I think what I'm more cautious about people is that if you have a social media aspect, like, there are some YouTubers out there that, and I think Grumpy Granny was saying that she was susceptible to a clone account this week, and I'm pretty sure the Octopus is upset that they chose to clone her Instagram account, not his. But I know Brad and Jazz, like two Aussie thrifters. Mel back from Burnouts I've never heard about the Aussie Flipper, so I don't know if he's had it happen, but I know like definitely Mel and Brad and Jazz have had clone accounts. So these are people trying to, more often than not, it's Bitcoin and a lot of those cryptocurrency scams. So, and another thing on the Octopus list, he said, if you do get reached out by the Octopus about cryptocurrency, it probably is him. So, send him the cryptocurrency. But so... Like I said, just be very, very mindful.
A lot of the time, they'll it's really big in the finance space, like finance YouTubers, and that happens all the time. They've got one send there, and they'll often try to, they'll reply to a comment or something like that, and try to get you to join in a WhatsApp as well, and with a number, and get on with their financial guru person and all that kind of thing that's going to make you 450% of your return on investment in 5 days or whatever. And
that sounds like a course that we could do, mate.
I know, that'd be good. Well, it's just a bit off topic, but it's like that. There's a book. It's like how you can make $10,000 by selling one book, and they've got the book price at $10,000.
$10,000.
Like that kind of
and that's I suppose like another scam, right? Is that whenever I hear YouTubers, and this is not anyone in particular, because I don't think anyone that, like, I suppose the Octopus would have an issue with would say this, but where people are like, I'm a $100,000 seller, but they may have only sold 4 Rolex watches for $25,000 each, right? So you need to put some substance behind these allegations, or behind these claims, just to make sure that they are doing what they are. And because a lot of people say $100,000 is, is really, oh my God, this person must be a guru because they've sold $100,000 or $200,000 or $300,000. It really comes down to selling maybe a couple of cars or a couple of watches and stuff along the lines of this. $100,000 gets chewed up pretty quick, and out of that $100,000, I might have only made like $3.60 profit or something.
The margin's a huge thing. Like, just having you don't know people's margins. Like, hear it all the time on the YouTube and stuff. I'm a 6-figure seller, blah, 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 and I had a 22% margin last year. Well,
that's
6-figure seller, but they made $22,000. So,
well, that's exactly right. And and like I said, that I could take swipes at different YouTubers and stuff along the lines of that. And I think I respect the YouTubers that don't say anything. That don't say they are like or in contrast, to Aussie thrifters or the Aussie Flipper and all those different things, where they actually break their figures down bit by bit by bit by bit. So they kind of, take it with a grain of salt with some of the YouTubers. If they are breaking it down like bit by bit by bit by bit, you've got some credibility there. But to throw out numbers like, hey, I'm a multi 6-figure seller and all these different things, but you're really, like you're saying, is that your profit margin, because what would your profit margin be? Mine rates between like 30 to 40%. So
I'm in that range as well. Probably anywhere. It depends. Right now it sits around probably 30-35%, I'd say, for the most part.
Because last year I was a bit transitionary. Like these things, right? They make a fair bit of profit margins. So if I sell this for $10, I might have only paid like $1 for it. So once you take the fees out, you probably look at about 60% profit margin, all those different things.
Yeah, for sure. Depends on
clothes. Well, that's exactly right. On clothing, we're all finding that op shops and thrift stores are putting the pricing up, stuff along the lines of that, and becoming more competitive in that space. So you've got tighter margins and all these different things. So, excuse me, I think you really need to be mindful of your margins and all those different things, and really who you're listening to as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, that's why I've made it very careful thing with all my videos and stuff. Is like, I don't claim to be something that I'm not. Like, the most I'll ever say is I'm a full-time seller, because that's what I am. I'm a full-time seller, but I don't say, oh, I made $575,000 last year and 100% profit margin and all. Like, yeah.
Well, that's right. And, a lot of the people that, I suppose the octopus is pissed off along the way is that, they're quite got their head screwed on as well, right? So they're quite cautious about making, statements about their business and all these different things, and say, hey, look, all these different things, because I think it was big a couple of years ago that where you were like, you kind of, that's how you place yourself in the reseller community, or that's how you sold yourself as a social media influencer per se. So, hey, look, I'm a 6-figure seller and all these different things. And even, Tech and Sports does it to a section. When you watch his videos, I'm a multi-million-dollar or a $5 million.
The biography at the start of the videos.
Kind of things. But and I know that $5 million is not what he does, but you kind of think to yourself, well, that it's really hard. You got to work off profit margins and all this, because I dare say he's probably like multi-million dollars in profit, right? Because of his cost of goods and all these different things, and his investments and all these different things. So I'm not disputing that, but like you just need to be very mindful being dragged in by statements like that. Not directed towards tech, but drag yourself into statements like that. Because I know there's a lot of YouTubers out there that that I have watched previously or watched in passing, like just because YouTube's spat it out of the algorithm. And they have no idea. They literally have no idea. So,
and it's so easy to get sucked into it. Like, you think, like, for most people, myself included, $100,000 a year is like life-changing money. That's great.
That's right.
Great money. Yep. Like, that's you're living on cloud nine, like your best thing of your life. And it's just like, I make 6 figures a year by selling used items on eBay. Well, you do, but you don't make that much. And it's just like, it's so easy to get sucked in by hearing that big number. You're just like, oh my God, straight away, I think I could do this and that kind of thing. And like at the start, I was like, oh yeah, I could do this like that. And I did do it, but you very quickly learn that it's not all your money, you're not going to.
Well, it's almost like audible clickbait, isn't it? Because like that retention rate on YouTube videos. Like I've checked the octopuses; he's got a shocking retention rate. Maybe they just see Blake come on the screen and it just plummets like a stone. but what it is, if we open up the episode and say, "Hey, in this episode, wait to the end. We're going to teach you how to make $100,000. This profit." Yep. You would click on straight away. You'd be like, "Oh, this is fantastic. Sure. This is what I've been looking for." All these different things. But by the end of it, it's like, "All right, go buy a lottery ticket and hope you win." That's how you make $100,000. And it's kind of like, to me, that's quite deceptive. And like I said, it's kind of being phased out of the YouTube community that I've seen. Like I watch a lot of reselling videos. Like I mentioned that YouTube earlier, I forgot his name, Analog Money Project. I don't want to say that channel name ever again. Like, if you are watching, I don't think you are. Please change your name. Please change your name for my sanity. And like I said in the reaction video that came out on Sunday, look at that. We're talking about something in the future.
Even
but that video, and if you haven't seen it, by all means go back to the reaction video, check it out. It's in the description. That's probably the best reselling content that I've seen in the last 6 to 12 months, right? Like this guy, and we're going to probably upset all the old people that watch our demographic now, there's no bullshit. Like it's straight to the point. It talks about mental health, which it's a big factor of for reselling. It's talking about finances. It's talking about the problems of sourcing. It's talking about dealing with customers. Like when you're actually selling products, and that it might have these Converse shoes here. It's like, all right, Blake said whenever I get Converse shoes, hit him up. You'll buy them off regardless. So this guy did the same thing, right? He was selling some parts, electrical parts. Reached out to the guy, said, hey, look, reach out to me at any time and I'll buy them off you. And just ghosted him. Like this guy was basically giving him the runaround of all these different things. So I was quite happy with how that video was portrayed. Like, and it didn't. And it's done a truckload of views. I think I checked this.
I think I've actually watched it. Now you're talking about it. The name didn't ring a bell, but I've definitely watched it. Yeah.
So you're talking about sure. It's I think half the planet's watched it because it's about 420,000 views, right? So I actually watched it. I think I watched it when it came out. It actually came through, like maybe through that initial surge where it came through. I think it was about 10,000 views by the time I seen it. But it was just really, 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 I suppose, a real expectation of what it is like to be a full-time reseller. This is, like I said, that very similar to my experiences. I'm not too sure about what it was like to yours or for Leanne's or the Octopuses, but what I found when I was reselling is that you're spending a lot of your time sourcing, sourcing a lot of time on Facebook Marketplace because my products that do all these different things, sourcing on internets and all these different things, and like this guy, I can't remember his name. I don't think you mentioned his name, but there's a high level of anxiety because you're constantly on edge because you constantly need to get that next order in or the next thing and all the different things because they like reselling is almost like a puzzle, right? You need everything to slot into where it belongs perfectly, or it falls apart very quickly. Because, like I've said numerous times before, is that when I order stuff from the States, have it shipped over to Australia, I'm looking at a 2-week lead time. So that's a week for the product to get to, from where it is to Florida, and also Florida to here. So
I'm the same with my stuff from Pakistan. It's a month sometimes. Whenever you're forking over $800, $1,500 and it's gone. That's exactly right. And you can't make it back. Not right away.
That's the point I was going to make is that that you've got 2 weeks potentially out of profit. That's before you get to list the stuff, right? Because my stuff is that it's collectibles, right? And it's Funko Pops. Like I'm not ordering them now, but it was previously, and they were quite high turnover Funko Pops, right? But the fact of the matter is that Funko Pops, if you're a Funko Pop collector, the box is everything, right? So you need the box to be pristine. So I can't sell these things on a pre-order basis, knowing that full well, 2 weeks or under 2 weeks, I'll have them in stock. I can sell them now and punch them out as soon as they arrive. Because if the box arrives damaged or wet and all these different things, I'm up shit creek. So these are the different things, and you've got that 2 week lead time of being down. Like a lot of my orders are about $2,000. So you plus then I pay $200 in shipping. So you're $2,200 out of your cash flow for a prolonged period of time. But how long does it take to get stuff from Pakistan?
From 2 weeks to a month. I've had it up to a month and a half, but usually it's around that 3 week month mark from the guy that I use mainly. Anyway, the different suppliers are differently, but it's weird the way the shipping the way the shipping system works for one of my suppliers. I don't know why, but it works out cheaper somehow. But they ship it from Pakistan to the UK to Australia, so it's like. I don't know how it works, but it takes time, but it works out cheap for me, I guess. So I'll do it.
Yeah, and I suppose that I suppose my biggest issue with my business is cash flow, right? Where I should be, for playing it in the sense that every time I sell a product, maybe 5% of that product gets put aside for acquisition of new stock and all these different things. So that's something that I want to work on this year. So because what I do is I just go, chunk of money, move chunk of money, like kind of thing. Like I don't segment it into bank accounts and all those different things. So I've got the tax component that comes out, the GST component that comes out, but then chunk money kind of moves in blocks and all those different things.
I've got all these accounts set up to do that with, and then it's like, I'll put it in that box, put it around there.
Yeah, like
it's reselling as a whole is hectic. Like it doesn't have to be, and like there's some people out there like Drew and Chris have great processes, so it's not really hectic and stuff. But for 99% of resellers out there, it's going to be hectic, and you're trying to, like you say, it's like puzzles. Like you're trying to put puzzle pieces.
Yeah, and I think holes. The more boring, like with Drew and Chris, they're very analytical, right? So basically, they love spreadsheets, because I've watched a couple of Drew's lives, and spreadsheet heavy. I know Chris is spreadsheet heavy and all these different things. And personally, I don't know where they get the time to do it because, I do. Is it?
No,
is it?
I'm good.
It's Lisa,
Lisa. Yeah, it's Lisa.
I can just see this hand. I can just see this hand hanging.
She's off from a sip of her coffee. She just got home from
work. No, okay. Well, so don't offer me one or anything.
What?
But I can just see this hand.
No. I'm in the middle of recording. Go away.
We won't cut this out, Lisa. So you're internet famous now. You can be a meme.
She's internet famous now.
Yeah. Did you want to come and say hello, Lisa? You probably can't hear me.
Don't worry about it. She's run away now.
Make me sound bad. I suppose being analytical and all these different things is a lot of people when they come into the reselling space is that They don't see that. They just say, item at thrift store or item at op shop, whatever it is, pick up. I'll check eBay. It's listed for $400. I'm going to get $400. They don't check the sold listings, but if they do, they see it sells for $200 and they say, "Oh, this is fantastic." But then they don't think about the different, all the little plugins that go into it.
Because, for sure. The biggest one no one really takes into account for is fees. I think pay $10 for this. I'll take 24 and I'm going to make $10. No, you're not.
No, that's right. And that's case in point of what I was saying yesterday, right? Is that someone put on Facebook Marketplace and they're like, Facebook Marketplace. If I say Facebook Marketplace, 99 times out of 100, I'm talking about Facebook groups. So someone put in a Facebook group, basically say, "Oh yeah, the fees are killer," and to me that just infuriates me, right? Like, because I'm always going to become like, this like mini disgruntled octopus because people like, you should be knowing what your fee outlay is before that you're actually listing these things because for
sure.
He sold, I think the item was at $300 and they paid $60 in fees, right? So obviously they had their,
I saw that too.
So basically they had their final value fee and they had their ad fee as well. So so you need to be mindful of that. But I think what I find as well from a big expense from my perspective is subscriptions. Like, the store subscription across 3 different stores, one that I've been lazy. And what I find as well is that, I am lazy. I don't cancel things when I'm supposed to. Like, I have 3 stores that I've closed one down, but I've just been charged again for that store subscription because I haven't, I figured all about it.
You're smart.
So maybe I might have to go sell stuff on that account. But like I said, you've got your store subscription people don't think of. You've got we use cross listing software. Whatever the one that you gave Leanne and the octopus.
So that's cross list magic.
We're not getting sponsored, Blake. We can't say their name. Jeez.
Yeah. Oh, well, we were talking about scams, so this is a good chance for our sponsor NordVPN. If you want to sponsor us, please. Exactly right. That'd be good.
Send
I might get paid then.
Send payment through Bitcoin, and I'll make sure that Blake and Leanne get it. But what it comes down to is that, like I said, there's a lot of ancillary costs that people don't think of, like gas and postage. Even postage comes up. Like, how do I get free? Why do I have to pay postage through eBay, or why do I have to pay postage? And it's like, what do you think it's going to materialize?
I selected free postage. Free postage. Why aren't I getting free postage?
That's right. People might be shaking their head thinking we're just being idiots. But that was one legitimate question a couple of weeks ago in the Facebook group was that, I selected free postage and it's trying to charge me $11. What am I doing wrong? And I'm not having a go at anyone in particular. Like, everyone starts somewhere, right? So I'm not making fun of people. But you probably need that invisible stuff in front of you. You probably need to open your mouth and suck some in before you ask questions because you probably need to be a little bit oxygenated before you start making because these people get really cranky when people start berating them or taking the piss out of them on Facebook.
If you don't get the answer you want, they don't want
it. That's it. Or they just ignore the answers. So I might ask a question, that Blake might give me the answer, then I'll just ignore that. Then Leanne will give me an answer. I'll ignore that. But Toby might give me the answer that I want to hear. So I'll just go with that. I'm like, these are the people that I suppose that, and how can I say this very delicately? They're not going to last very long, right? So they're basically watching influencers. They basically jumped on the reselling train, like this guy from Analog Money Project. Look, there we go. I'm 3 out of 3 so far. I'm glad Leanne's not here for grinding Grumpy Granny's gears. Jeez. But so basically he jumped on the free train. Were you doing it as well? I know Judder is. I know Brad
free
is.
Postage.
No, not the free postage, but the free items. Like, we're basically you're sourcing things for free to sell and see how your store goes from that perspective. Are you doing that?
No, I'm not doing that. Judder is. I know Judder is.
Yeah, I know Judder is. I know.
Yeah.
Was Brad and Jazz doing it? I don't know, but
they're doing like a holiday thing where they're gonna start a new store and basically start that store from nothing. But Judder's doing the one where he's like got free stuff off and trying to sell it basically to run a free store.
I don't know. Like, I don't think I could do that. Like, I just don't see how any how that could be a successful long-term business venture.
We live in the same town, and I don't find any good free things. I don't know. He started.
I don't know. Maybe Judd is offering other services, free stuff.
No one, Judd. Yeah, he might do the wear woman's skirt or something.
Yeah, I was at to say it's not the first time I've had to correct him on wearing denim hot pants for size 8 women, showing us how they fit. But like I said, that you just need to be very mindful. And what we said before is just reach out to people in the community. That I kind of put a caveat on that. If you reach out to them and they ignore you, it's probably people you don't really want to associate with. I know there's a specific YouTuber that is, especially that they've reached out to me and Leanne on numerous times, that not the YouTuber, but people that have reached out to this particular YouTuber, where they've asked them a question and they're being ignored or they haven't responded to them and all these different things. But they're infatuated by them. And I just can't get that disconnect. You're being ignored, and like I said before in different episodes, you're a product. Basically people are, they're not, this particular reseller is not reselling for the sake of reselling and making money, right? They're reselling to get YouTube views, get AdSense, get sponsorships, and do all those different things. So if they're not responding to you, like if you ask a question, like, do you think free post or calculated post is the best way? And they just ignore you or they don't respond to you, or like all these different things, I'd be very skeptical of like following that person or following their advice, because if they haven't got the time to, clarify something with you, especially if you've gone off the back of what they've been trying to teach you, like I said, just be very, very mindful in that space.
Yeah.
And put in the comment section below if you can think of what I'm talking about.
Yeah. I wonder. Yeah. I always feel guilty when people will message me, and I sometimes the end of the conversation is over and I want to ignore that last message, but then I feel bad. So I don't. Yeah. And then I get ignored myself. So
actually,
I'm getting backwards.
I want to say Kristen or Kirsten, and I got your name wrong. I apologize. That she's a local reseller in the Canberra area, right? So she reached out to me via my email address, which I got listed in the description bowl. I don't check it. As much as I have going, that's right. As much as I have it goes other people and all this different things. I'll probably check it once a week. But she sent me an email and then she followed up with an Instagram message, right? So I check Instagram 9,000 times a day and all these different things. It's my vice. So and she goes, and I've had a few people actually reach out and say, hey, look, I've sent you an email. It's like, oh crap. But then I go to my email address and everything's been sent to the spam folder anyway. I have no idea what's going on.
Yeah, I've had that before too.
Yeah, so like I said, but I think I need to be more mindful of that, because, like I said, if people ask me, questions on, through the email address and all those different things, like, it's probably best to contact me through Instagram, because you will get a response in a timely manner. Like, I don't think probably email is not the best place to go if you want to go from that perspective. But I will get back to you at one. It might be immediately.
Unless your name's Blake, you'll ask a question and get ignored.
That's right. That's exactly
ignoring me.
Yeah, I was going to say, Well, that's what's going on. I can't remember what question you asked me now, but
something about Skylanders, probably.
Oh yeah, probably. Yeah, that's my secret. You keep it your own. But I suppose I had a bunch of Skylanders, like Kristen or Kirsten, and I apologise. I have to go on Instagram. I don't have it on my computer at the moment. So she actually reached out to me regarding some Skylanders that she got, so I actually picked them up from there. So if you are looking at selling some Skylanders, please reach out to me on Instagram, not through my email address, because I probably won't get it, and go from there. So I'm trying to source through here as well. But before we get on that, Blake, we're going to talk about show us your crap, or check out our crap for the week. So and before the show, you gave me a bit of a sneak peek of what you're talking about. So I'm quite excited to see what you've got for us this week.
I'm not. I'm ashamed of it. I actually still made money on it. I didn't think that I would, but I don't know. I was down at Savers. I had a really good day. I was getting all excited and stuff, and I found this really nice, rod and gun. It's decent. The polos don't sell as well as they used to, but it's a long sleeve polo, right? And I was excited because they had it priced pretty reasonably, and I got it home and. I don't know if you could see it. It's very obvious. I'm ashamed that I didn't pick it up right there. And it doesn't look that big, but compared to the scissors, there's a massive hole in the side, and there was like another one about half the size of it, and then about 7 or 8 pinholes, and I just got a bit overexcited. I don't know why. It's only rotten.
What do you reckon causes that? What do you reckon causes that?
What, the hole?
Yeah.
Someone probably got their arms stuck on something, or it's a little hole and they got an itch and itched through it or something. I don't know.
Because that G-Star shirt that I showed you a couple of weeks ago that I was going to send down to you, exact same spot. Like, it was a button-up shirt.
I don't know.
Pearl snapped, and right here, you can't really see me, but right here it was.
It's weird. Like, it's not on the elbow. Like, if it was on the elbow, I'd be like, oh, yeah, maybe you've rubbed it on something. But it's like on the inside of the arm. And I'm perplexed. But I still sold it. And I still made, like, I think a solid 30-cent profit on it. I just whipped it off cheap on Depop, and it sold, like, 2 days after I did it. So I probably still, undersold it, but I don't really care. I don't like having stuff like that in my store. I just still want to sell it and I still have something.
Excuse me. The G-Star Raw shirt that I was destined for Blake is actually now the dipstick cleaner. I just use it for as an oil rag. So you can have it after it's got oil on it. But no, so you persevered. We persevered with your crap of the week. But mine's not crap of the week. It's probably crap of the century. And I had mentioned previously, very early on the piece, that Jim Shaw, which is the pattern. If you see that kind of pattern, I don't want to give away what it is at the second, but basically, if you see that pattern on the base of a statue, that's more often than not it's Jim Shaw, which is like kind of a crossover between. I know this is Wizard of Oz, but more often than not, it's probably like Disney and stuff like that, like Mickey Mouse or Jack Skellington, like one here. You've got little things, all these different things. Why this becomes crap of the week? You try and ship that. This is like little stone. Look at that. True. Like, look at this. Like, I picked these up for about $10 a piece. These go for, I think they're listed for $50 to $75 a piece. Like, if I wanted to play the long game, because these are very similar to Lego, right? Once they retire, they do gradually go up in price. So I could probably list them for $100 plus post, and they'll eventually sell. So I paid $10 a piece. These things are a nightmare. I sold a few to the States a couple of weeks ago. They arrived fine, but I literally paid like $15 in packaging because I had to get like those little packaging beads from Office Works and like lay it down to make sure it was perfect and kind of shake the box to make sure it wasn't moving, because I don't know if you really can see, but that there is like almost the half the width of my little fingernail. So
just chuck it in a satchel. Should be right.
That's right. That's exactly right. But like Jack Skellington's not too bad because I can lay him down, right? He's all these different things. Where it comes into being a pain in the ass is the Wicked Witch of the West, right? Look at a broom handle. Like, it's literally like the width of a matchstick, right? So, and a hat and all these different things and all that. Like Jim Shaw, don't get me wrong, you can make a phenomenal amount of money. That I've sold statues previously. I've sold a lot of the Disney stuff. Like, there is massive collectors for it. And the Halloween stuff, I've got a whole bunch of Jack Skellington stuff. I'm a bit of a Halloween nut. This will go off around Halloween, right? But not only do I have to, surprise, surprise, or Christmas. But the thing is, though, like, not only do I have to store it until Halloween, I've got to store it so it doesn't get broken before Halloween. It's taking out. Well, that's right. That's exactly right. This is what I was saying to you. Like I was saying in the reaction video, right? Before you go out and buy things, you need to know how to ship it. Like, don't go out and buy. Like I have bought these before and I have shipped these before, so I know how to ship them. I'm not going to, if I had an opportunity to buy these specific ones, I probably wouldn't again, because look how flimsy they are. Not flimsy. Yeah, they are like kind of a stone resin, but it wouldn't take, I could probably flick it and smash it, right? Yeah. But like previously I've had the little really top-heavy statue ones, which are quite resilient. So like Mickey Mouse, you just got to watch about his ears and stuff like that. So there are pieces that are easier to do all these different things. But going back to what I was saying previously is that you need to know how to ship it. Like, don't, just don't go out and buy like musical instruments in that video that I was doing the reaction video the other day, because he bought a saxophone. I could make $400 with a saxophone. Oh, fantastic. It's only $10. How am I going to ship the bloody thing? Like, golf bags. They all talk about golf bags in the States. I know Jay Ryan Flips talks about golf bags and all these different things. I'm kind of like, that would be a nightmare for me. Like, literally, kind of things. But sure. What I did mention in the reaction video is that if you are selling, golf clubs, or you're selling, saxophones or stuff along the lines of that, go to a music store or go to a golf store and, just say, hey, look, do you have any boxes? Yeah, like that's right. Yeah, either stuff that they use to ship it out, or stuff they've actually had come in. Like if they've been selling clubs and stuff, but probably came in a box, so use that. But yeah, that's my crap of the century. So please don't go out and buy Jim Short.
Yeah, leave it all. He'll still probably buy them. Yeah,
that's right. But yeah, like I'm going to be really controversial here. Jeez, that's a difference.
Oh God! Always, every goddamn week.
But
forever get this cancelled.
This demographic is quite elderly ladies. I'm not going to be kind of thing like that. So I'm kind of saying, like, what I'm saying is that if you go to yard sales, you go to garage sales and all these different things, probably you're going to find these more often in deceased estates. So that's more likely, like the demographic. Yeah, the demographic of probably who collects these things. I'm not saying everyone, but where I've always found them is like deceased estates. I know that sounds morbid, but
I was going to say that you said deceased estates. That's where like the majority of the demographic. I was like, what corpses? Well,
I go off of Halloween for some reason, so might as well. But like I'm saying, if you wanted to source, Jim Shore and all those different things, that's probably your best bet to do it. So, but I think that why I like jeans, and I don't have any here at the moment. Oh, there you go. There you go. There's your bottle of the week. Pick up FXD shorts or pants.
Don't tell everyone. Everyone knows anyway, but don't.
That's right. Leanne didn't know, surprisingly. I told her once, and she
really
she didn't know. I find them fairly often.
Phenomenal. I said something out the other week. Actually, they sell really well.
I don't come across them very often, but I've had those for a couple of weeks. And I finally got off my ass and went to list because I knew we had to record the podcast today. So they go very quick. I wouldn't be surprised if they don't go within a week. So I think I paid $8 for them, and I listed them for 35, 40 plus shipping. So they'll probably get that. So definitely look out for the FXD brand. I don't know if it's overseas, like if it's in the States or not. But if not, too bad. So sad.
Yeah, you find them in Hip Pocket and all that all the time. Like it's pretty big over here anyway.
Yeah,
that might just be Australian. I don't know.
But I don't know about you, mate, but I always find them and they're brand new. Like, this one's not brand new, but they just look like someone's just got a pair of scissors and cut the tag off them. Oh, Lisa's back. She's walking around, mate. She's making your house look like it's haunted.
That's right. Hopefully she's doing all the chores.
Tell her the carpet's need clean. We can't say that. People might misconstrue what I'm saying.
I'll have to get Herbert onto that. I'll save it. No, I know what you mean. It's like that with all the workwear stuff. Like some of it's just basically unworn. It's like you're meant to buy it to thrash it, like not to.
Well, that's I can't keep looking at it, like, because it looks like Lisa's. Oh, she's opening the window up now, so you got some light coming through. But
you won't be able to see me.
That's all right. That's not a bad thing. No, I'm just saying that. I was more worried about. I was more worried about her knocking into a wall or something because it was pitch black out there. I felt sorry for her.
It's so hot. I think it's just ticked over to 39 here now. I'm absolutely sweltering. I don't have the aircon in this room.
Well, it's 30 degrees here in the Octo layer at the moment, so it's not too bad. But but the thing is, Matt, like I was saying with this FXD workwear, is that like I was like the same impression as you. I thought people would just trash the stuff and like then just donate it after it was all like worn in, I suppose. But like every pair I've come across, and I don't come across it all the time, but regular enough to see it. Like if you do see it, grab it, take it off the shelf. Judda's probably going to come chase me with a stick now because I know he's a big on it. But hey, we only get about 200 viewers a week, Blake, so we're not going to ruin the market for
that's why I never find any of it because he always gets it.
But like I say, it looks like it's always brand new. So I don't know if that's a testament to the quality or just people getting fat and outgrowing it before they do it. But definitely that. But I suppose a bit of show and tell, just to tie the episode over because we haven't got Lee in here to drown us out for the talking over us even. I bought my first pair. I'm going to move Jack and the Wicked Witch out of the way before I smash them. I've got to live in fear of them being on my desk. Bought a pair of shoes, Blake. You impressed?
Okay, I am very impressed.
I think I showed you the other day, but so I picked these up at the church sale that I mentioned, where I got the puzzle from last week. I think I reached out to Brad, like Scorsese Thrifters, and asked, and it was you as well, Blake. The shoes that I've had on my store about like 18 months, and I couldn't work out why I couldn't sell the shoes.
Yeah, and you didn't have the word shoes.
So it's just like Nike, all these other keywords except for shoes. So like that's your tip of the week. So by all means, please put shoes in your title.
Just put whatever you're selling. Actually, put the item in there. If you're selling jeans, mention that they're jeans.
So if you sign up to the tech, if you sign up to the tech and sports group, you pay $35 a month. The first thing you want to learn is how to do tile structure. Once you learn how you do your tile structure, you can get out of the group. That's all you need to learn. So basically. But these look like they're brand new Converse. So like I paid $5 for them. So there we go. I might look better now.
Pretty good. They're a good size too, aren't they? Size 10 or something, 10.5.
Yeah, I think they're size 8. Hang on. Might be size 10.
Oops.
No, they're size 10. Yeah, size 10.
Yeah,
they're unisex because they're women's as well. But like size 10. They're not going to fit me. But for brand new shoes, for $5 is all right. Like I don't care if I get like $30 or $40 on them, something like that.
Yeah, you should get that, especially with the higher top, sort of the mid top kind of styles. So real popular as opposed to the real low stuff.
I don't even know what you're talking about, mate. I wear thongs.
For our American audience, he means the shoes.
We have to clarify for our American audience. I know that Grumpy Brenny did send half the country into a stupor a couple of weeks ago when she said thongs. But we are talking about flip flops or jingles, are they called in New Zealand? I think
know that one. Yeah, I don't know.
Sure, but. Yeah, we don't have time to check it out. But let's take a word for it. But by all means, that I wear shoes that are from that. So I don't want to give anyone nightmares. But really, I don't know what people like. Yeah, if you're a shoe seller, by all means, please put it in the comment section below. That what do you find so appealing about shoes? I'm going to say attractive, but. Yeah, like shoes to me, like smell. Like I know they probably all don't, but to me, I associate them with smelly shoes. Like dirty. Like I watch people on YouTube like cleaning them, like almost like ASMR videos that where they just spend cleaning the shoe and all these different things.
It's therapeutic. Trust me.
It's not.
It is though. It is. I love it. It feels like I'm actually having a break, like just scrubbing some shoes. It's great.
Yeah, but this is what goes back to my thing, right? So how long would you take to scrub a pair of shoes?
Depends how valuable they are. If they're a, $70, $80, $90, $100 pair of shoes, I'll spend probably up to 15, 20 minutes doing it. But
so not taking too long.
Not too long, no. Like I probably average 5 to 10 minutes for a shoe because I've done them decently. But look, if it's a lower end model, if they're a $20, $30, $40 pair of shoe, I'll just put them in the little shoe bags and chuck them in the washing machine, and that's it. Like I won't bother scrubbing them.
Okay.
But it's mainly for valuable ones that I will put more time into it.
Because I suppose the reason why I asked for it is a lot of the shoe videos that I watch on YouTube, it look like they go for 4 hours and they just like scrubbing shoes and shoes.
Don't do that.
And the thing is, though, that I kind of see it as a waste of and what we're talking about last week and what I was talking about in the reaction video as well is that he was basically he was selling breakers, like little electrical breakers and stuff along the lines of this, right? So instead of just like giving him a quick clean with a toothbrush, I don't have it here anymore. Maybe I don't know what I did with a toothbrush. Maybe I didn't put it in the bathroom. You'll see my Mankey Skylighter toothbrush. If you hear me screaming, it's probably because of that. But he spent 10 hours cleaning these breakers and prepping them and all these different things. And he did have a very big return on investment, right? So they did come out for $300, but it worked out well for his situation. But when I see people, spending, hours and hours and hours cleaning shoes for like $15 or $20 profit on a pair of shoes, you kind of think to yourself, where does it come across to like an opportunity cost? Like where you could be going, all right, and I know that, my employment's not working at Macca's, but if you're getting paid like $15, $20 an hour at Macca's, or you're cleaning shoes for an hour and getting $15 profit, like, wouldn't it make more sense just to get a job at Macca's kind of thing? Like,
I would. I'd probably rather do that than like spend that long. Like, I don't mind it because I'll do like 4, 5, 6 pairs in an hour, and that's fine. And I sort of batch it, so I'll collect one of those big 40-litre tubs worth of shoes, and then I'll clean them all at once. So I'm not doing it every day of the week. But I don't know how people spend that long doing it either.
No,
really.
that's right. Like,
not unless they're extremely valuable.
Well, that's right. Like, I can understand if for example, this Skylander, right, was a pair of shoes, and I could sell this thing for for $5,000 or $500 or something stupidly, ludicrously expensive, and it's got a bit of crap caked on it. I could probably spend an hour cleaning it up. Then that's profit, right? Like with Leanne, she keeps going mad at me because I don't iron my clothes. Like I put them in the wash, line dry them, all these different things. And
I don't either.
You need to press them, or you need to do all these different things. And like I have the ones that I've like these. I did press these. I ironed these. So I spent an hour ironing clothes. And I'm kind of thinking to myself, like what happens if I just picked up a t-shirt that I could make $3 profit on? I spent more time, laundering and ironing it and all these different things. Doing stuff I don't enjoy, like.
No, I used to do that when I started reselling. I was like, I've got to make every item perfect. I spent hours ironing and stuff. And versus now, I just pile everything on top of each other, sort of flat, and it sort of naturally presses it over time anyway. I'll try and do that the night before I'm going to list the stuff. But a few creases, a few crinkles isn't really going to increase the value of the item. Like it's not going to make that much of a difference. If it's a pre-owned garment and you don't need it to look brand new. Like, if it's completely crinkled to crap, like I know there's one that I had to iron once before. There's a leg of a pair of jeans or whatever that's been crumpled for ages, and like the one leg was a complete normal size, and the other one was like this, and I had it listed and it didn't sell. So I fixed that and it sold. But like, apart from that, a few creases and crinkles, it's not going to make the most difference in the world, really.
I think the lesson that I learned, and I suppose that you just need to be mindful. Knowing your product, right? Like, I think I've mentioned previously that I came across a rugby league collector's jumper, like pullover sweater thing from New Zealand. New Zealand had their own NRL team or NFL team if you're in the States. They had their own like little series kind of thing. It only lasted for a couple of years. I think it was called Super Bowl or Super Coach or something along this. So I got this pullover jersey. It was like it was a very limited, like it was 100 units, right? So basically, the team that took out the competition 2 out of 3 years that the competition was running, they basically created 100 of these shirts. It was wool and all these different things. So I just chucked it in the wash. It had like maroon banding and maroon banding around the arms and stuff like this. Just chucked it in the wash, hung it on the line. Then I rang up Judder and I was like, holy shit, like it's leaking. Like literally the maroon's going through the white. He's like, then Wayno and Judder are telling me to go down to the local shop and buy some Zard's Wonder Soap and scrubbing it and all these different things. And I'm kind of thinking to myself, like, I didn't know what to do because this, like, I paid $20 for this thing, right? I had no idea what it was worth. I put it on Instagram and I had like instantly 4,000 messages like, hey, like, how much you're after for it? I'll give you $100, I'll give you $200, all these different things. Ended up selling for $750, I think, on eBay. I just took an offer of it just to get rid of it. But like I said, I was freaking out, like, because you kind of need to know how to do all these different things. Like, because I just hung on the line like this and all the colour from the maroon started bleeding down. And like then I thought I ruined it.
It's so easy to do.
I know.
It's so easy to do. I still do it. I'll be like, greys and blues, that's fine. And then one will be a certain shade of light grey and the blue will seep through it. And I'm like, no. Whatever. And the one that got me was with shoes and that with the suede. You got to completely do suede differently to normal stuff because otherwise you'll beat it to hell. I ruined about $150 pair of like Nike Shocks back in the day and it completely ruined it.
But I suppose what I'm trying to get pointed across is that every niche has its nuances, right? Like, with I said earlier with the Funko Pops, like the boxes got to be pristine and we're setting these bloody things, like mention that. So it's easier to store, but basically I could put it on a shelf and as long as it's not touched, it's not going to break. But with clothes, because I just assume that clothes, like I don't do the laundry here. I know that sounds very like bad, but I was going to say a misogynist. I think I get called frequently, but but I wouldn't know. Like I'd put things in the hot cycle. Like my job's to mow the yard and do all the other crap jobs and stuff. Kill the spiders. That's right. We can say the things at the end of the episode, Blake, because no one listens to this far in.
No, that's true.
But basically, like I said, but if I went to do the washing, like I would put all the clothes in one. I'd have whites and blacks and reds and all these different things, and having to sell tie-dye clothes because I didn't know what's going on. So.
It's easy to do. Especially if you live such a sheltered lifestyle.
Oh, gosh. Hey, I sent it out to my mum. It's like, here, go, shoot. But that's my thing to learn before next week is to see how to wash clothes. So I know how to iron. Like I got ironing down pat. I do the ironing, but like I said,
see, I'm the opposite. I'm no good at ironing at all. I'm shocking at that. So I just don't do it, or I send it over to Lisa.
There we go. When Granny's not here to abuse us, we'll get ourselves cancelled.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, anyway, what do you got coming up this week, Blake, on your channel? You've been pretty quiet
on my channel. Well, I've got 3 or 4 videos ready to be edited, but I just can't be asked at the moment. I'm too busy. I just can't be bothered like editing it. I've hit another bit of a slump. Like I'll go out and I'll do stuff and I'll film it. And that's fine. That's usually the part that I hate. But then I've got it all sitting there ready to go, and I'm just like, I'd rather do eBay listings. Like,
but
things are pretty bad when it's that.
Do you have to edit it though? Like, what do you edit it for?
Yeah, it's a lot of it's a couple of like thrifting videos and stuff where I've got to put my voiceover and all that over the top of it and that kind of thing. And I've got to be in a certain mood to want to do that, because they're all different. Just like, got to splice them all together.
Do what the Octopus does, mate. Just slaps a ambience track to the back of it, like the copyright free music, and make it ASMR.
Yeah, but I like my videos to be good, so
I'll make sure I write that down for the Octopus.
Yeah, he'll blast me now.
That's right.
I got to make the most of it. We got to pick on Octo and Leanne while they're not here. It's just how it is. Oh no, he's actually taking.
There we go.
I'm in trouble now.
You're in trouble now. Easy. There you go. If you're after a position on the podcast, one might be opening up in the next 7 days. But yeah, no, like I said, I quite enjoy your videos. But yeah, before we're going to wrap up in the next couple of seconds. But how many takes do you do? Like when you record a video, do you don't?
Not with the recording. The only take I'll do is if I'm accidentally recording in vertical format as opposed to horizontal. But in terms of the voiceover and stuff like that, whatever I say first is usually my best take, because otherwise I'm thinking about it too much. So I'll just commentate as I go, and that's how it is.
I know the Octopus tells me numerous times that I've got to throw the thing. There we go. So if anyone comes after me that Blake goes missing, it's not because of me. Yeah. I was going to say, like if I'm doing shorts or I'm doing different things like that, like a 15-second short probably takes me an hour just to get the voiceover correct. And even that reaction video I did yesterday, that took a lot of time because I kept screwing up and all those different things. So I just want to know if I'm special.
I know what you mean. Like I'm the same when I've got the ones when I used to do my talking head videos, like literally like this and that sort of thing. I'd have to do a lot more takes and a lot more editing with my faces in it. But it's easier to like cut the audio or something if it's just the audio. If I'm not worried about my own camera presence and not doing things like I'm doing right now. If I don't have to worry about that, it's a lot easier just to sort of talk at what I see because I've got something to go off of. Rather than a script that's just a heap of mumbo jumbo in my head.
Well, because I just ad-lib it, right? So I don't actually do a script or I don't do anything.
No, I don't either.
I do it in one take. So there's a video that I put on the members' background for the videos. Of me just trying to do a short, and it's like 18 minutes of me just going, I try to do it.
That's what it's like, though.
I might get 3/4. No, not even the shorts. Not even my long form content. I try and get 3/4 of the way through and screw up. Then I go back to the start and start again. So I definitely need to learn how to edit so I can splice it.
Yeah, no, you don't. Ooh, pay me, I'll be your editor. I don't get paid enough off your own channel. That's why I don't do it.
I was going to say, pay me full stop. You get your 30 cents off the videos. I suppose
all the ad revenue.
I was going to say all the if you are looking at doing YouTube, don't do shorts because what did I say? 7,000 views on one of my shorts, and I got like $1.19.
Yeah, it's not much. Nah, it's not much. But then, like, over on my gaming channel, I'm still making money. I think one of my videos over there is up to, like, it's made me over, like, $430 over the lifetime of, like, thingo. But it was a crap video, but it was, like, a guide tutorial thing, and people still watch it. And they're like, this is wrong. And I'm like, yeah, dude, the game was updated like 2 years ago.
The video is 6 years old.
Yeah.
I recorded it when I was 8.
Yeah. Just
well, anyway, we'll hopefully we'll put our plea out to the unknown and see if Octo and Grumpy Granny come back next week. Please. Please let them back because
I'm home. You don't have to keep looking for me. All right.
Well, I don't know. If they're hanging out with this guy, I'm a bit worried about their safety themselves. But yeah, anyway. But I think we'll leave it there, Blake. We've gone 5 minutes over. Leanne will be chasing us with a stick otherwise. But anyway, we'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye.
Oh, it's